that are watching this broadcast of China's Space Day. Good morning. So we are bringing live to you this Space Day activity of Liu Boming, who is a Chinese astronaut, having this exchange with middle school students and primary school students. So he's doing a question and answer. And we have also have this opportunity to participate, and we have students asking questions to Mr. Liu Boming. Students really showed their aspiration for the astronaut and also asked questions about how do you drink water in the space shuttle, for example. So today, we have also invited our journalist, little journalist Ma Yinjiao. Good morning, everyone. We have invited our journalist Ma Yinjiao from Hangtian Kegong Industry Group. And in a moment, we can see the first row of students. They're listening very attentively with notebooks. They have also been asking questions in the question and answer sessions, and Liu Boming is now answering these questions. What is your strongest impression? Just now, the student asked, what is your strongest impression during the training? So you have asked me what is the most difficult training. That is when we did training underwater with the spacesuit, because you know that feels very heavy with the heavy spacesuit. And then coupled with air pressure is a lot. Just now, Mr. Liu Boming has talked about the training that he has been most impressed with. That is wearing a spacesuit under the water, so at a depth of 10 meters. It's a very heavy spacesuit. So he is now talking about that experience. And he said in his first training, he felt a lot of pressure. He was so stressed. He didn't think he was going to make it. He said this is the most unforgettable training experience for him.
起飞的时候，有没有想到如果飞行失败会是怎样一个结果？
山西的同学欢迎你们到我们这样啊。既然这个问题呢，因为第一次我接到好像是星期日我到香港有几个大学生打手。
And he asked a question. She asked a question. The question was, when you were taking off, actually, I was asked this question before. This profession is a highly dangerous and risky profession. And we have been thinking about the question of life and death from the first day we started this career. We also have astronauts in other countries that have died, that have sacrificed their lives during space exploration. This has happened not just once in other countries. So China actually selects its astronauts from its Air Force. That is really out of this consideration because the astronauts need to have this kind of experience, previous experience. Selecting astronauts from the Air Force is a premise. We have all experienced the trials of life and death. There are a lot of potential risks. Zhai Zhigang and Jing Haipeng and I were in the crew in Shenzhou 7.
时间关系，这样我们再提最后一个问题。
下面是最后一个问题，可以看到在场的小朋友们都非常的踊跃。
刘叔叔您好，我想提比较多的一些问题。然后我首先想问一下，当您在太空的时候，可能会遇到一些太空垃圾，那您是怎么避开这些危险的太空垃圾的
So before we took off, we have actually had a full consideration of the different kinds of situations that might came up, that might appear. So we have made very full preparation. Because of time limitation, we have time for only one last question. Yeah, so as you can see, there is only one question left. So the question was, in space, how do you avoid the space rubbish or space garbage? There is a lot of space junk or space debris in the outer space. So you need to think about the angles in which you fly. Before we launch, we want to calculate the height of the spacecraft. Gives the So there's one situation that we have calculated the situation, we have projected the situation on the ground. But there are a lot of debris in the outer space. If the junk is bigger, then it may crash into the spacecraft. So we have a lot of contingency plans. If indeed this damage is made, how much damage will there be? How can we remedy? How can we fill in this hole after the crash? So when training on ground, we are required to be able to make this remedy within 3 minutes.
也可能撞到空间站的实验舱了，也可能撞到货舱。只要是撞的这个舱和我们自己在生活舱不是在一起的，那么我们就首先把它屏蔽掉，然后补救还补救不了的话，那我们只有。
So when emergencies happen.
再一次用掌声对刘将军的精彩
Maybe
回答。
the first is we want to isolate the compartments. Maybe it's a laboratory compartment, maybe it's other compartments. If that is actually separate from the space in which we live, the compartment in which we live, then we want to separate them first. So today we have this great opportunity to meet with Liu Boming face-to-face and ask questions. We have got a better understanding about the life and work of astronauts, and I would really like to invite a very warm applause to our astronaut Liu Boming. That is the end of today's exchange activities. Thank you. So the Q&A session is now over. You can see a lot of friends actually sitting on the floor with a notebook. Some of them have cameras with them.
通过航天日这样一个活动呢，我们是希望来激发我们全民族对航天的一种关心和支持，特别对于青少年来说，来焕发他们崇尚科学文化的这种精神，来实现我们民族的科学文化探索精神。小朋友就是我们未来航天事业的希望。下面小朋友们再请刘叔叔给大家签名。刘叔叔也是十分的受小朋友们的欢迎。
And this activity is really very beneficial for the students in terms of inspiring them to pursue space dreams. And children are the future. So now people are surrounded, Mr. Liu Boming is surrounded by people asking for his signature. As you can see, he's very popular among the children.
其实我了解的不算太多，就是知道中国航天的几个重大事项。不过我其实还有好多问题想问，然后就希望下次吧。然后
We are from CCTV. I would like to ask you a question. Which school do you come from? Gongfu High School. First year student. So just now I saw that you have asked several questions. What do you know about China's space missions? Well, actually not much. I just know some important milestones. There are a lot of questions that I still want to ask, but maybe I'll wait until the next time. And in future, I will also like to be someone, a scientist, to explore the space. China's space mission, its first impression on me is Shenzhou spacecrafts. So, are you willing to actually join the force? Yes, maybe. Thank you. Let's look for some other children.
提起中国航天，你的第一印象是什么呢？
当然是，祖国的伟大，就是为我们祖国的这个成果而骄傲。
那你以后有意愿加入我们航天事业吗？
如果有可能的话，还是我很希望能加入这个。
Well, it's like only a tip of the iceberg that I have known from today's activities, but I am very interested. I have also searched online for this knowledge. What is your first impression when you hear China's space missions? Well, of course, it's about national pride, feeling very proud about our achievements. So, are you willing to join the space mission in China or space undertakings in China? Yes, if possible. So I have been following news in this respect for in the past, and there are two groups in China. Do you know? I'm not aware of this. We have Hangtian Kegong and Hangtian Keji. So these are two important groups in the industry of space, and we would really welcome you to add the WeChat account and Weibo to on your platforms. We are from CCTV. How old are you? 12. Which groups are you from? And which year are you in? Year 4 in primary school. I'm very happy to be here today and very excited to see Mr. Liu Boming. Do you know something about space in China? Space undertakes in China? Yeah, I have been following the newspapers. Are you willing to join? Yes, maybe in future. What is your dream? What is your first impression when you hear China's space undertakings?
是我们在1970年中国第一颗地球卫星东方红1号，然后你了解是吗？发射成功，然后我们国家在2016年设定为424为中国航天日，然后今年是第3届中国航天日。然后你的梦想是什么？
是想当一个能发明东西的那种科学家。
那有意愿加入我们航天队伍吗？
愿意。
好，谢谢，谢谢。谢谢老师，谢谢老师。那我们再去展厅的别的区域来参观一下吧。我们可以看到哈尔滨大学制作了很多航天员的玩偶，以及我们长征系列的各种型号的火箭。
Different kinds of carrier rockets of Changzheng, the Long March series. Let's go in this way. We also have here some books and souvenirs provided by Harbin Technology Institute. We also have an exhibition, a showcase here about the artworks and calligraphy works of students in Harbin Technology Institute. Now we are seeing the Beidou satellite navigation system. It's a model. And here is an exhibition area of satellite applications, the Fengyun series, and quantum physics applications. We have some introductions and some models, as you can find here. Now let's interview this child.
小朋友你好，你今年几岁啦
7岁啦。
对，今年上1年级吗？今天是中国航天日，你知道是第几届航天日吗？不知道。今天是第3届航天日。
Do you know about China's Space Day? No, this is the third Space Day. What is your dream? What do you want to do in future? I want to be an astronaut. Do you like Mr. Liu Boming in the national anthem? We also saw these children singing with great enthusiasm. So where is the exhibition area for Hangtian Kegong, that is China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation Limited? Maybe let's go this way. We also have in here an experience, an interactional experience area.
中国航天日的设立旨在宣传我国和平利用外层空间的一贯宗旨，然后主旨是为了大力弘扬航天精神，科学普及航天知识。我们采访一下我们的一位同事。你好，请问你是哪个单位的？航天知识。
你好，我是航天科工集团党群部的。
你知道今天是中国。
Let's interview one of the staff.
今年是第3届。
Which department are you from?
我很荣幸，去年也参加了这个在西工大举行的第2届中国航天日。对。
我们今年航天日的那个主题是什么呀？
今年
Last year, I had the honor to attend the second China Space Day held in Xi'an Institute of Technology. And what is the theme for this year's event?
作为咱们航天事业的2大集团之一，今年我们也是组织了丰富多彩的活动，比如说
China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation Limited is one of the 2 important groups of China's space industry, and this year we have held a lot of brilliant events, very rich events.
对，那个新闻开放日的活动，然后中小学生的这个授课活动，还有
For example,
据这几年的这个情况来看吧，明年我觉得也是应该是一所和航天事业密切相关的一所高校吧，我觉得。
好的，谢谢。请问咱们科工的展厅是在这边吗？
对，科工展厅是在那个航天成就40周年里面有专门的航天科工的一个单位。
能跟我一起过来吗？是怎么走？是这边吗？这边吗？对，是的。
exhibition hall for space achievements for after the 40 years of reform and opening up, because this year marks the 40th anniversary of reform and opening up. First, we can see the exhibition hall of China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation Limited. And you can see the Kuaizhou #1 model of this group. The Kuaizhou is a pioneer in adopting a lot of cutting-edge technologies in entering into the orbit, and we can see the launch pad, and then it has featured the liquid carrier rocket and a solid carrier rocket with very fast speed. The Kuaizhou carrier rocket series is also among the first in the world with integrated technologies and is developed by China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. We can see the model here. Yeah, you can have a look at the introduction. This shows the Feiyun project of China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. This is the model for the project. And then you can also find this model that has been in the poster provided by China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. So you have vacuum tubes. The application of vacuum tubes can reduce the problem of air and improve the speed. So this kind of application can reduce air drag or air resistance. The industry, the intelligent industries and the industrial IoT in the space industry. Here you can see the firefighting equipments. You can find the fire extinguisher carts for high-rises. And here is an exhibition area for Harbin Institute of Technology. And the carrier rockets and the Mars exploration device. Where are you from? I am from the 3rd Institute of China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. I majored in design. So now we have a professional that might be able to design the posters for us in future. Will you participate in the next year? Yes, of course. I want to make further contribution with my knowledge. Thank you. So now, as you can see, we have a lot of foreign visitors participating in the Space Day event. And now we are seeing the exhibition area for enterprises in the field of space industry. We have a China Administration for Earthquakes and administrations for other natural phenomena, meteorology, for example. This poster shows the Fengyun project, its development, and its overall layout. You can see the picture of Premier Zhou Enlai on the board. And then remote sensors have been applied to monitoring typhoon and the monitoring of floods, smogs, and dust, as well as the monitoring of volcanoes. So you can see that the technologies in the space industry have provided a lot of benefits to our daily life, but maybe you haven't realized it until now. And here you can see high-resolution imaging when it was applied in the contingency plan in earthquakes. And you can see the initial tests of the satellite images, electronic images. And here is a showcase of the publication of space expectations to China's space undertakings. It is a part of China's national dreams. And on December the 28th, 2016, we have a group of children, youth participating in the design of a satellite, and this is actually a letter written by Xi Jinping to these students. He expressed his great interest in this design and encouraged the students to continue to pursue knowledge and exploration, develop their knowledge and abilities as potential scientists in future, and play a very important role in China's overall national rejuvenation. So you can see the ardent hopes of President Xi Jinping, and that is pretty much in line with the ideas we have when we set up this Space Day, that is to cultivate passions among young people for space exploration, to improve the awareness of the general public for space and for science, especially among young people, so as to facilitate our future development in space undertakings. And now we can go back to the exhibition hall. At the entrance of the hall, we have some exchange areas for interactive experience. So here is a clip of the forum of China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation last year, and also a bit of introduction to ICT industry. Developing a group with cutting-edge technologies and defense technologies is one of the missions of China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. We can see children from Fuhua School are still here visiting the exhibition areas, very attentively listening to the introduction. Some of them are taking photos with their mobile phones. As we can see, here is a simulation of the launch of rockets. It feels very real. The children are recording this with their mobile phones. The rocket is successfully launched and will push the spacecraft into the outer space. As you can see, the students are so interested in space technology, and as someone who works in this field, I feel very proud. And here is a showcase of some models for space exploration, and here is the spacecraft of Chang'e number 5 and the lunar vehicle called Yutu. We also see the model of Chang'e number 3, and here is a showcase of rocket series that have been developed in China in the past. Different models, different types of rockets. This is a very intriguing place for interactive experience, and we can see children entering this area and waving their hands before the screen. And that will then bring a simulated experience of people on Earth. We also have foreign visitors today. The children really enjoy having this experience. And as you can see, the children have brought with them mobile phones, cameras, and notebooks. The model can move in response to your moves and to your gestures. So this is a simulation of the situation on the moon, and you can see the lunar vehicles also moving on the ground. So through this kind of interactive experience, people can feel what it is like on the moon as if you are there. This is a very good way to attract young people, middle school students and primary school students, to pay attention to space technologies. And here we have people taking group photos before the rocket series. And here are debris of rockets. We have also talked about that in our live broadcast yesterday. And the Kuaizhou number 11 rocket model is a very big one.
我们这一届中国航天日呢，不仅有航天员，我们中国航天员与中小学生的互动，然后在我们昨天，
The China Space Day this year has exchange activities between astronauts and young people. And yesterday, AS2 Middle School has also come to the exhibition. And a group from Russia, as well as Russian astronauts, have participated in this event. And we also have about 150 teachers and students from 26 universities in China and Russia participating in the Space Day. This event is sponsored by Heilongjiang Department of Education. and organized by Harbin Institute of Technology and a Russian university. So the theme is focusing on space technologies and making popular space technologies, cultivating passion for space dreams among young people. So today we can also find a lot of Russian university students in today's event. And here we can see some artifacts in the space field, very delicate insignia and toys. They have even made rockets into toys. Very interesting. We can see the Dongfeng series intercontinental missiles also having their models here. And then as we leave the exhibition hall, we can take a look at some other sub-events. We have a lot of universities from Harbin Institute of Technology who have volunteered to provide service for this event. So these are the volunteers, and they have also taken photos because this is also a very memorable experience for them. And as we can see here, we also have a written introduction about Kuaizhou project. This technology was developed by China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation, aimed at providing reliable and low-cost rocket launch services of very high technologies. And here before us, we have Kuaizhou number 1 and Kuaizhou number 10 models for carrier rockets. And this is the end of live broadcast today, and Ma Yijiao from China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation. Thank you.